If your investment app shows that you are 40% in profit since the pandemic, congratulations. But let's find out what it is not telling you. The truth that we do not realize about absolute returns is that it makes you feel good at dinner parties. But in real world, think of it like this. If you drive from Mumbai to Goa covering 500 kilometers, then 500 kilometers is your absolute return. But when you say that you covered that distance in exactly 5 hours, then that tells you the speed with which you covered the 500 kilometers. And that's why in the world of investments, speed is very, very important. The only metric that dictates the actual speed of the growth of your wealth is XIRR, the extended internal rate of return. So go to your app and check what is your XIRR for your investments. If your XIRR is below 12%, it means you are taking 20 hours to go from Mumbai to Goa. That 500 kilometers in 20 hours. So you are moving so slow that you don't even notice that you are actually moving. But there is actually some good news. The difference between standard wealth growth and absolute hyper growth is just a tiny 3% gap. So if your XIRR becomes 15% instead of 12, it will mean that you will double the rate at which you will save your money. It means that you will cover the Mumbai to Goa 500 kilometer distance in just 10 hours. Now the passive investing crowd will tell you to just set an SIP and forget it. But forgetting it comes with a massive invisible tax. When you invest passively in a regular SIP, you are chained to the average speed of whatever sector you bought into. When the sector stalls, your wealth stalls. So the obvious thing to do is to add that critical 3% to your investment portfolio. But bumping your engine up by that critical 3% requires active and calculated navigation. It's about structural rotation, being in the right asset class at the exact right time. Back in January, we told explicitly to our viewers to exit the IT sector entirely. While the Nifty IT sector collapsed by 30% over the last 6 months, our audience completely shielded their portfolio value. We did not just play defense though. We reallocated that capital directly into banking just as it began to serve. And that enabled us to capture another 8% alpha on the average portfolio value. Now combine that with our data-driven IPO framework, which completely cuts out the overhyped IPO retail frenzy on plays like Vikram Solar, Hyundai Motors and Grow. Our advice to invest only when the time was right based on math helped our investors gain over 30%, and that math speaks for itself. And if you think you need proof, just look at the time-stamped track record right here on the channel's video timeline. Everything that I've said can be found out as a video in my channel's timeline. You will notice one thing: none of those calls relied on market hype, emotional intuition, or mainstream financial vibes. The thesis was built entirely on institutional logic, macro data, and our God, math. So if you want your portfolio to finally shift from a casual, passive crawl straight into a financial fast lane, you cannot rely on luck. To grab that extra 3% XIRR, you need a data-driven engine running in the back. And what is the best method to do that? Hit that subscribe button right now and lock into our weekly sectoral and geopolitical breakdowns before the market moves. And if you want to accelerate even faster, upgrade to the channel's membership immediately. It gives you early actionable access to our deep dive research framework and IPO breakdowns before the retail crowd floods the gates and distorts the price. So stop staring at your absolute returns and fix your XIRR. It is the speed at which you are going to get wealthy. Subscribe, join the membership, and let the math do the heavy lifting. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for your time.